All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. We're going to try this again. This is your man, Next Icon. It is Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. It is hot today in Atlanta, but your man is back on the air live and direct. I don't know what was going on with my video feed, but I seem to have gotten it fixed. So, y'all can see the man in action tonight. So, we're going to get this thing started. Now, it's been a very busy week. I have literally been on set every weekend, and I'm still not done. If you guys have had an opportunity to check it out, we just released. I've had a few releases in the past few weeks. I just did a release for a film called 140 Minutes, which you can find online. Uh, Go to my page, and the link is there. Just look up 140 Minutes by Mike Simmons. Y'all can check that out. There is a fee to that, but you're gonna have a good time watching that. We just wrapped another series called a soon to be series called White Niggas. And last week, well, the last 2 weekends, I have been on set for a film called Friends Like Sisters. And we just wrapped production on that this weekend. This coming week or this past weekend, next weekend, I will be on set filming a web series called Moshe. And then after that, I have another project coming up. Oh, then I'm back on set for Atlanta's Ugly, which we'll be filming an episode for that so that we can get this series wrapped up and released so that y'all can check out Atlanta's Ugly 2.0. What else is going on in my world? Um, as of today, 12 o'clock midnight today, I had a new single release called Let the Sunshine In. Something like that. Let the Sunshine In or Let the Sunshine. That has been released through DistroKid and it is available on all music formats. So if you get an opportunity to check that out and support your man's music, yo, we need your support. We are independent entrepreneurs. We are recording artists. We are actors, actresses, writers, producers, videographers, cinematographers. Yo, support us like y'all support the big boys because y'all know us. I want to give a shout out to my man Kenny OD for bringing me in on Friends Like Sisters. My man Jamal Warder. And you know what? I never did get Anthony's last name, but y'all know who the man is. He's got a company called Diamond Media. So check him out. He does everything. He does lighting. He does cinematography. He is a Renaissance man in this arena. Reach out to him. Tell him that Next Icon said that he is awesome. Crazy as hell, but let me tell you, he's one of the people that made this filming fun. I want to give a shout out to CJ. I'm gonna mess her name up. Kiera, Patricia Keith. Um, I am so bad with names because I am so used to calling people by their characters. So to Charles, Taisha, Dr. Vonk, Kim, the special effects lady, did an awesome job. Helen, the young lady that played Helen, all of the officers that participated, um, it was awesome. Tonight's topic. Yes, I'm a little bit winded today. It's been a rough week, couple weeks, and it's not over yet. I have been running constantly from film set to film set for the last 3 years. Somebody said, "Be careful of what you ask for because you might get it." And I asked to be a actor and to stay working and acting, and boy, have I not been doing that. I have been busy as I don't know what. But now we're about to get to the main topic at hand. I was a little bit late with today's topic. We're posting today's topic. Sorry about that. I was a little bit late posting today's topic because I really was not sure what I was going to do today. And as I was on my journey, a voice came into my head and it said, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you." And I was like, that's my topic. Biting the hand that feeds you. We are in an age where people have they throw words around without understanding the true meaning and the motivation and the inspiration behind the words that they use. People, matter of fact, I think it was Andre 3000. I can't remember the song that he said it in, but he said people throw around the word love. People throw around the word commitment. People throw around the word dedication. People throw around the word loyalty, and they have absolutely positively no clue as to the true meaning and the true definition of what those words mean. I've been in Atlanta for, I came here in 1999. It is 2022. I have been in Atlanta for over 20 years. Since I have been in Atlanta in 20 years, I have been homeless a minimum of 4 times since I've been in this city. When I was living in Michigan, there were times that I was homeless. And there were people that opened up their doors to me. There was people that opened up their refrigerators to me. There's people that opened up their pockets to me and looked out for me when they didn't have to, when they didn't have the room, when they didn't have the food, when they didn't have anything themselves, but they made room and an opportunity for me. There was the Man's family, the Man's Liggins family. There was the Berrigan Perez family. There was the Harris family. There was there was so many families that looked out for me, and I give much love to those people because if it was not for their input and their influence on my life, I would have been a whole different person. And one of the main people that I could say that was a big influence on my life to make me the way that I am outside of my grandmother's was Mary Ellen Perez. And at the time, her name was Mary Ellen Berrigan. And Mary Ellen had what, 5 kids of her own. She had Kelly, she had Darcy, she had Julia, she had Chavo, and his name is Eusebio. I probably balled it up because I suck with names. And then there was Gilbert. Gilbert was my best friend. I met him in junior high school, like my first year in this city that I was living in to get me through school. Gilbert was my best friend. In the course of us being friends, I got to know this family. And in getting to know this family looked out for me. This family took care of me. This family took me in. Mary Ellen was our ride to school in the morning. You know, she gave me places to stay. She stood up for me. One of the biggest things that I remember about Mary Ellen was I ran away from home, and my dad, me and my dad, we did not get along. We had a very turbulent, rocky relationship as I was growing up. But I would always end up at Gilbert's house. And there was this one night that he came to Gilbert's house in a rage because he knew that I was there. And he demanded to Mary Ellen that she give me back to him. Now, mind you, now Mary Ellen was this little, I think we had probably about this. She was a little short woman, little short white woman, but she didn't take no mess from nobody, and she damn sure didn't take it from my dad because she looked at my dad and said, "If you were any kind of a father, your son wouldn't be here in the first place." When I got in trouble, Mary Ellen and that family was the one that had my back. Gilbert kind of, I guess he kind of saw which way that I was going. And Gilbert, like we were the same year, but he was a couple months, oh, he's a few months older than me. But there was one time that he told me that, man, if he knew what I was doing, that was illegal. He's like, man, if I ever hear about you, robbing some elderly people or doing something to some elderly people, it's gonna be me and you. And I took that to heart because that was my boy. That was my brother, like no other. But it was him. It was Gary Mans and his mother, Miss Gertie Liggins. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Mary Ellen Perez. You know, it was these people that were highly influential on my life to make me the person that I am today. And one of the things that they taught me is to never, never bite the hand that feeds you. And I'm not talking about in the context of putting food in your belly. I'm talking about in the all around aspect of when people open up their doors and people open up their lives and they open up their time and their pockets to you. There was a young lady back home. Her name was Emma Stevens. Emma was my ex-wife's friend. She was my friend from the neighborhood. We knew each other, but Emma was the kind of person that she looked out for you too. And when I was building up my music career and my music equipment and the things that I wanted to do, Emma was one of those people that would give that she trusted me with her credit card to go do what I had to do. All I had to do was make sure that I paid the cost on that credit card, and we never had an issue. This is what I'm saying. Like, people do things for you that they are not obligated to do, that they don't have to do, but they do it because it's genuinely in their heart and it's in their intentions and their spirit to be honorable people and to look out for each other. Now, I used to be that nigga that I didn't give two cares about anybody else. As long as I got mine, I was good. They taught me a whole nother way. They taught me a whole nother side. And then because they did that, it was put into my spirit that what these people gave to me and what these people put into me, that I have to give it back without malice, without ulterior motives, without false intentions, because they didn't have to do it. Gertie Liggins, when I got put out and I was living on the streets, they made her and Gary talked to his mom, yo, my boy, he ain't got no place to go. You know, he got a job and this and that, but you know, he ain't got nothing else. I got kicked out of this apartment that I was in because I young and dumb, didn't know what to do, how to handle my money. Gertie Liggins let me stay with them as long as I needed to stay with them, and because of what was put in me, it's like I've always tried. I always tried to make sure that I pay for something wherever I stayed. I put money somewhere in somebody's hand, in somebody's pocket for something. Gertie Liggins never took any money from me. The only thing that she asked me for was because, and at the time I was working at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and the only thing that Gertie Liggins ever asked for was when you get off of work, make sure that I have some coleslaw. That was it. She never asked me for a dime, never asked for nothing on the light bill, never asked for nothing for food, never asked for nothing on on rent, nothing. Just make sure that she has some coleslaw. And people don't have to do this. But there are people out here, excuse me. There are people out here that literally bite the hands that feeds them with their kindness and their generosity and their willingness to help somebody that's in need. Now, some people may call it biting the hand that feeds you. You can call it burning a bridge. You can call it whatever you want. But these people are doing it. Now, I spoke a couple weeks ago about entitlement and overstepping boundaries. And all of this is tied right in line because you have this air about you that people that you think that the world owes you and that you're entitled to whatever it is that you get from people that don't really have to give what they have to you. You feel that you have the necessary right to overstep your bounds to do it, excuse me, again, to do whatever it is that you want to do at their expense. Again, once upon a time, I used to be a vengeful, spiteful, revengeful person. But I've learned in this time that God has a very funny way of flipping the script on the people that bite the hand that feeds them. The Indians had a saying that never judge a man until you walk a mile in his moccasins. God has this innate ability to make you walk that mile in somebody else's moccasins, because y'all get to the point where either you don't want to see what you're doing, you refuse to see what you're doing, you don't want to accept it, or you just simply are just blind to the fact and you just can't see it. God has a way of making it come to life. God has a way of switching them shoes. When I opened, let me go back. When I lived in Michigan, my house was the safe house. And I always had safe houses. When I was coming up, when I was out here in the streets, I always had a safe house. And what I mean by a safe house is I had a house that I could go to get away from everybody else. And nobody knew where that place was. And I didn't tell nobody where that place was. Now I can say this young lady's name now. Her name was Sheila Talbert. She was one of my safe houses. She was one of her and my sister were in the same hospital together. They had their first child at the same time. And at the time that I met Sheila, I didn't know this, but we met later on. But she ended up being one of my best friends, and everybody this is a situation that I run into constantly because I have this innate ability of being friendly with the baddest females, and I can say that because every female that I know is a badass female. But that bond that I creates it also creates havoc because people have this delusion that you can't be friends with somebody of the opposite sex and not be sexually interested in them. The reason why I'm so cool with the opposite sex is because it's not my intention to sleep with every woman that I meet, because every woman that you meet is not meant for you to sleep with. Some of them are just friends. Sheila was my best friend. I could go to Sheila's house in the middle of the night, stressed out, whatever. Sheila never said nothing. Give me a sheet and a pillow, put me on the couch. I'm good. I can stay there as long as I wanted. This is what people were doing for me. So how could I not take what these people were doing for me and not give it back to somebody else? But some of y'all people out here are so damn selfish. You are so damn self-centered. You are so damn egotistical that you think that you're owed that. My house back home, again, was a safe house, which means that if you were going through something, you could come and stay at my house to get back on your feet. I had females that come and stay at my house. I had my road dogs that come and stay at my house. I had people that were hiding from the police coming to stay at my house. I had people that just got off probation or on probation or parole or whatever, or they got a personal protection order and they can't go back to where they live at. So they come and stay with me till they could get back on their feet. Didn't stress nobody. There's a few people that I had to stress. I had a homeboy. His name was London. Rest in peace to him. LSP for life. And we had our difficulties, but that nigga rolled with me. But I watched his back like he watched mine. And I tried to do that here in the city of Atlanta. Open my door to people that don't have no place to go. Have no, be accessible to people that are in need to an extent. But y'all take advantage of people like that. Like y'all mistake people's kindness for weakness. Like y'all prey on that. I mean, y'all really think that y'all predators, but y'all mess with the wrong one when you mess with somebody like me, because y'all take a look at me and y'all have this perception in y'all minds that y'all can easily get over on me, but you can't. Because why? Because I've played the game. I know the game. I've mixed with the best players in the game, and I've learned the lessons of the game. I've learned the rules. I've learned the way to hustle it. Just because a nigga don't play the game no more don't mean that a nigga don't know the game no more. The game never changes. The only thing that changes in the game are the faces and the names. But the game is always the same. But y'all little new breed and y'all half breed mixed in between generations, folks, y'all think that y'all got the game on lock. Y'all think that y'all got it going on. You think you found you an easy mark, but then you come up on my court and I will run you through the ringer. I'll run you through the ringer, through the jungle, cross the river, through the woods, past grandma's house. I'll run you through the North Pole, run you through Santa's house. Just to show y'all that you got the wrong nigga to be playing with. See, when you understand the game and you understand the rules, you can sit back and you can watch the game unfold. And you can determine how long you want to play the game, how deep in the game that you want to go into it, how far you want to see how much a sucker is going to go to think that you the fool. What they say on Facebook, sometimes you got to play the fool that think that they fooling you. Y'all have no sense of respect for the people that watch your back. You have no sense of honor for the people that make room for you and do for you what they are not obligated to do. You have no sense of dedication for those of us that sacrifice what we have so that you can have. Y'all think that y'all the only person that's in the position that you in. Let me explain something to you. You in the position that you in because you put yourself there. Ain't nobody else do it. Ain't nobody put no gun to your head. Ain't nobody twisted your arm. Ain't nobody shoved you down no rabbit hole to make you do anything. Whatever position that you are in, you are responsible for that decision that you put yourself in. And the people that choose to help you, these are people that were sent to help you. We were sent to help you. We were sent to try to get you back on your feet. We were sent to try to help you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn, that you being so hard-headed with trying to learn. But the first thing that y'all want to do is you want to dog us out. You want to ridicule us. You want to say that we users, that we taking advantage of you. But yet we've opened up our doors to you. We've allowed you passage into our world. That's not an entitlement. That's not an obligation. That's God's grace over your soul and your ass. But y'all too far gone down that rabbit hole to see that, because you think that you just supposed to have your way and everybody is supposed to just give it to you. And every time that we put that hand out to help you, you biting that mug. And then you turn around and then you still expect us to put that hand back out there to you. And we do. We can. And we will, until we get fed up with it. Until we get sick and tired of that hand getting bit. We get tired of rebuilding that bridge that you keep burning it down. Every time that we rebuild it, we going out here and we spending more money to buy more materials, to buy more wood, to buy more steel, to buy more cabling to rebuild that bridge for you to turn around and burn it down again. Because you don't have respect for the fact that we keep rebuilding that bridge, because you ain't put nothing in it. You ain't put nothing on it. You ain't bring no wood. You didn't bring no cable. You didn't bring no steel. We the ones that supplying all that, and you keep tearing it down. Well, you know what happens? Eventually, we look at you and we like, you know what? We're not rebuilding that bridge no more. Why keep building something that you keep breaking? You don't keep buying a kid a toy that he keep breaking. Once it's broke, it's broke. Throw it in the trash. Let it be. Now, everybody out here that's grown, y'all remember the words that we said before we got there. I can't wait. I can't wait till I'm grown. I can't wait till I turn 18. I'll move out of here and I'm going to do what I want to do. I'll make my own rules and I'm going to have my own way. Guess what? Welcome to being grown. This is where you are. And don't nobody owe you a damn thing. Y'all want to blame everybody else for that hand that you bit. When that hand gets drawn back and that bridge is no longer built and that door is closed and locked, triple locked with deadbolts and C4 and chains, now you in your feelings. Now you're insulted. That your feelings are hurt. How dare we do you wrong? Who are we? We know what you're going through. We know that you're having a hard time, and we have the audacity to close the door and to close the bridge. How dare us? No, it's not how dare us. It's how dare you. How dare you seek to exploit what was freely given to you by people that didn't have to and don't have to and won't ever have to. Biting the hand that feeds you is more than just giving you food to eat. You biting the hand of somebody that took the time out of their life, took time out of their schedule, took time out of their world to welcome you in, to offer you assistance. And all that you had to give back was hell, chaos, disorder, dysfunction, drama. You push people to the extent that they don't want you around no more. You push people to the point that they don't want to deal with you no more. You push people to the point that they have nothing for you. And you still want to try and find a way to blame them for a choice that you put them in the position to make by being disgenuine, disingenuine, if there's such a word, not being a genuine person. You put them in that position by not being an honorable person. You put them in that position by not being a dedicated person. You put people in that position by being selfish, self-centered, ungrateful, spoiled ass brats. And unfortunately, well, fortunately, depending upon how you look at it, in certain neighborhoods, spoiled kids get their ass whooped. And that spoiledness gets gone up out of them. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not a preacher. I don't give sermons, but I speak from experience. I speak from my heart. I speak from my soul. I speak from my spirit because God says that we have to look out for one another. God says to love your neighbor. But it's hard to love your neighbor when your neighbor does everything to try to break you down or to try to take what you have or try to destroy what it is that you've built. If it was not for these families back home, I would have been a whole different person. And for a while I was. But I got here to change my life and to still try to find a way to give back what was given to me. And I've met some of the most awesome people since I've been here that have also influenced me to still keep that going, even when I get frustrated, when I get pissed off to the point of saying, you know what, I don't even want to deal with the world no more. You know, people that didn't know me, but opened the door to opportunities to me, and they didn't have to. You know, Bobby Peoples, George Alford, Tammy Bailey, London Beverly, Mike Simmons. I mean, I go down to Chadwick, and I never say his name right. Chadwick Whitmire, Alex Yavo, Joel Rogers, um, Rita Parker, Garrett Patterson, Brian David, um, Sharonda Smith. I mean, I can go down the list. Asar Freeman, Kenny Od, Reality from Atlanta's Ugly, Michael Anthony. I mean, I can go down the list of the people that I have met since I've been here that have opened up their door and opened up their hearts and opened up their minds to show me a whole different way to be. You know, Joe Arnold, Tanya Arnold, you know, Rondell Gauthier, Cora Royale. I mean, I mean, there is. I mean, I have 20 years worth of names. There's Shahara Ruth. There's no Cynthia Huti. I never get her name right when I say it. There's a whole gang of people down here that have opened the doors for me and didn't have to. I've got 20 years of positive reinforcement from people that did not have to do it. But the same energy that I had on the streets that changed my life at home, I brought it here. And because I brought it here, it opened up a new channel. It opened up a new door. It opened up a new path. And not once have I ever bit the hand that fed me for anything. I've been known as the black sheep, the nerd do well, the one not going to be that's not going to amount to anything. The biggest song that has had the biggest influence on me was Marvin Sapp. He saw the best in me because when nobody else did, he did, and because he saw it, these other people that I've named, they saw it. Mary Ellen Berrigan saw it. Julia, her last name is Pryor now. She saw it. Gilbert saw it. His brother saw it. And because of these people saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself, it's my job. That's my obligation. That's my mission is to make everybody else see in them what they don't see or what they missed or what they forgot. That's my calling. That's my duty. But I can only do that if you allow me to do it. But if you're going to bite my hand every time that I put it out there to feed you, don't get mad when that hand gets pulled back and it's not offered anymore. Don't get mad because I've said I'm not going to rebuild that bridge. Don't get mad when I say I'm not opening my door anymore. The person that you need to be mad about for any of them things happening is the reflection in the mirror. Because that's the person that caused it. That's the person that's going to have to answer for what they did do or what they didn't do. You're not going to go to the man upstairs and tell him, well, because next icon did this or next icon said that or next icon wouldn't do this. He's not going to give a care about me. He ain't going to give two cares about what I did do and what I didn't do, because that's not the life that he gave me. That's not the steps that he gave me to walk. He gave that to you to do something with. And you chose to forfeit it. You chose to use it as a tool to take advantage of people that didn't deserve to be taken advantage of. That's what you're going to have to answer for, not me. I have my own crimes and I have my own sins and I have my own problems that I'm going to have to atone for. And ain't none of them, ain't God is not going to ask me about none about anybody that had to do with it. He's going to ask me about me and what I did and why I did it. You are responsible for your actions. You are responsible for your choices. If you don't like the action, if you don't like the consequences of the choices that you made, change the course that you on. This is what you do, because that's your responsibility. That's your walk. But you cannot sit here and blame anybody else for your shortcomings and for your misfalls and for your dilapidated way of thinking that the whole world owes you for something that you have not even earned. But do y'all get that though? I don't have to feed you. I don't have to do anything. Didn't nobody have to feed me. Everybody could just walk through here and walk past each other and look the other way, look up at the sky, look down at the sidewalk, look to the left, look to the right, and pretend that none of us exist to each other. But there's some of us out here that don't, because our intentions are good, our heart is pure, and our sole thing is to make you see what it is in you that needs to be brought out. But if you don't allow us the opportunity to do that, if you don't allow us to give you that food, that spiritual food, that mental food, that psychological food, that to show you that you are better than what you think you are, that you are more than what you think you are, that you deserve more than what you have. If you don't allow us the opportunity and the energy to bring that to you, this is your fault, not ours, because we're trying to do our part. We say we blame it on. We say like I came on here and I said God has a funny way of changing the scenario for people when because we keep trying to tell you, yo, you're doing this and you're doing this and you're doing this and you're doing this and you're not doing this and you're not doing this, and you don't hear it, you don't see it, you don't acknowledge it until God changes those shoes. God changes those shoes and he puts you in those same shoes. And now you're repeating to somebody else the same thing that I repeated to you. And now it's starting to click. Now the light's going on. Now you understand it. Now I see why next icon went off on me like that. Now I see why he feel the way he do. Now I see why he burnt that bridge and don't want to rebuild it. Now I see, because it just happened to me. Some of us call it God. Some of us call it karma, because karma plays a wicked game too. And sometimes it may be God and karma working together, because maybe God sent me to try and tell you and you didn't want to listen to me. So God said, yo, karma, why don't you come over here and help me out a little bit? Because this person is not getting the message. But at the end of the day, you can't blame us for what you didn't want to listen to. You can't hold us responsible for you walking a path that was detrimental to your growth and to your progress. We tried to tell you. My mama, like I said it on another show, my mama has a saying that sometimes a bought lesson is better than a told one. And sometimes when you think that we don't care and you think that we done turned our backs on you and you think that we just then threw you to the wolves, we didn't do none of that. We just let you go ahead and buy that lesson because we tried to tell you before you got there. We tried to tell you, don't go to the left. But you was insistent on going to the left. We done told you. I told you. John told you. Deborah told you. Sheila told you. Mark told you. The dog told you. The cat told you. The little owl that be on the eyeglass commercial told you, don't go to the left. But you had to go to the left because that's what you want to do, and can't nobody tell you different. Well, you went to the left, and guess what happened? Something fell on your head and brought you to the light. You just bought a lesson because you didn't want to listen to the one that was being told to you. That's on you. That's not on us. You can't say, well, they should have told me even more. They should have kept telling me. Wrong. We're not responsible. Once we deliver the message, it is out of our hands. What you do with the knowledge that we put on you, that is up to you to decide what to do with it. Our only job is to deliver the message. Our only job is to bring the lesson to light. Your job is to heed the message. Your job is to learn the lesson. If you choose to not do either one, that's your fault. That's your responsibility. That's your ignorance. That's your lack of respect. That's your lack of commitment. That's your lack of loyalty. That's your lack of dedication. That's all on you. That's not on us because we did our job. And the reason why we did our job is because we've made the same mistake. We have bought the same lesson. We were told the same thing and we went to the left. But now that we know what happened when you went to the left, now we're trying to tell you not to go to the left. Keep going straight. Go to the right. Back up a little bit. You don't want to hear it? That's not on us. We did what it was that we were supposed to do. And the first thing that you did is when we put that hand out there to point in another direction, you bit it. And now you're mad because the hand that you bit said, I'm not coming back out there no more. That's not on us. That's on you. That's on you to accept the responsibility for the choices that you made. That's on you to accept the consequences for the choices that you made. We did what we were supposed to do. I opened up my door to you. I gave you access into my world, and you came in here and you sought to destroy it. You sought to dismantle it. You sought to tarnish it and taint it with your negativity, with your dark energy, with your insults, with your shifty games that you thought that you was mastering, but you forgot. You came across a real master of the game. You all here in my world on playing checkers on a chessboard, and you ain't figured out why you still losing. And I'm still winning. Because I ain't got to play the game. I've played the game and I've learned the game. And I've learned that the game don't care about nobody but itself. The game don't care who wins or who loses, because all it's going to do is find some other people to play the same game and continue on like it has been doing for centuries, for millennia. That's why I said the game don't change. It never has, and it never will. Just the faces and the names. New breed, new day, new time. That's it. Y'all want to play a game like y'all the only ones on the board. Let me tell you something. No matter what game that you play or that you think you playing and that you think that you want to come up with playing it, everybody gets a turn. You can't play Monopoly without everybody getting a turn. You can't play spades without everybody getting a turn. You can't play bid whist without everybody getting a turn. Everybody gets a turn in the game. You can't play what's the game? Payday or Sorry or Battleship. You can't play. You can't play a basketball game without everybody getting a turn. Everybody gets a turn, and understand that everybody does not play by the same rules that you play by. Everybody has their own sets of rules and their own mind. And when they step on that board and they step in that game, they're playing by their rules. And if you don't know what their rules are, you are the next one to be caught up in mess. Because you thought that you was the king of the board, or you thought that you was the queen of the game, and you got found out that you don't even wear the crown that you thought that you had. It was a better king on the board. There's a better queen in the game, better than you. But you didn't take that into consideration when you stepped out there. You thought that you was the big dog in the yard, and that you was finna call all the shots, and that you was finna run things. Reality kicked in. Karma came on by, slapped you on the ass, and said, "Guess what? I got a surprise for you." God said, "Let me." Say, what size shoes you wear? You said you wear size 9. Hold on, I got just the right pair of size 9s for you because you need to see something. I sent you. I done sent you somebody to try and tell you the right way, but you didn't want to listen. So here, try these shoes on and tell me how you feel. And like I said, I'm not no preacher. I'm not no evangelist. I'm just a ghetto nigga from the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm just an average, it used to be average, ordinary street thug. But I done learned a few things. And my job now is to take what I've learned and to pass it on to you. And again, what you do with the information is what you do with it. My job has been done. When I started ICON Chronicles and I started doing this talking and I started passing this messages, I did at the end of my show, I've done what I'm supposed to do. What are you going to do with the information that I just put on you? What you going to do with what I just fed you? What you going to do with the food that you just took up out of my hand? What are you going to do with it? That's your responsibility. That's on you to figure out what to do with it and how to do it. That's on you, homie. I did my job. But you want to bite the hand that feeds me? I'm the wrong nigga to do that to. Because I have no problems letting a nigga starve. I built my table and I allowed you to come and sit at my table and to break bread with me and to eat with me, but I don't have to. And I can always go build another table. And I can sit at that table by myself because I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring. I know I know what's in me because people have brought it out of me and have showed it to me. And every one of those names that I have mentioned to you have been instrumental in that. And if you were smart as you think you are, or as you believe you are, you will understand that you don't know everything. You would understand that you have to listen to somebody else that has some experience. They're not trying to force it on you, but they're just giving you a little insight. And even though it happened to them, it may not apply to you, but it gives you insight. So that if something comes up, that you have that as a point of reference to go back to. Well, hold on, next icon did kind of mention something like that about me. So let me hold on. Let me stop and let me think about it for a minute. That's all we asking you to do. We're not telling you to do nothing. We're not forcing you to make no decisions that you're uncomfortable with, but we just trying to make you aware. I'm trying to make you aware. But if you're going to keep biting my hand every time I put it out there, don't worry about it. Go on out there and buy that lesson. Like I said earlier, my mama said sometimes a bought lesson is better than the told one. I will freely let you walk out there and buy as many lessons as you want. But I guarantee you that after you done bought a few of them lessons, you're going to come back to me and you're going to think, you know what, guess what happened? And I'm just going to sit there with my arm crossed like, what? Because I already know. Because I done been there. People before me that's been there. The people before them been there. And the people before them been there. Y'all ain't none of us doing nothing new out here. Just a different day, different time, different name, different face. Same game. But if you gonna keep biting the hand that feeds you, then you get what you get. What's the other saying? The other biblical saying? You reap what you sow. Don't get mad because what you reap is exactly what you sowed. Because what you give is what you're gonna get. And if you give nothing, then you get nothing. So you need to figure out what it is that you're going to do and how it is that you're going to walk, because we're not responsible for that. Again, God gave that life to you. He gave that step and that breath to you to do something with. And if you're not going to use it the right way, if you're not going to use it properly, it's going to get taken away from you. That's all I got to say about the whole situation. Because the truth is out there. And you can either pay attention to the lessons or you keep banging your head up against the wall. But the choice is yours. But to some of y'all, my door is locked. My door is closed. My hand is not being put back out there. That bridge that I've rebuilt 50 times, there ain't gonna be no 51st time that it gets built. The next time, if you want that bridge built back up, you're gonna have to go get the tools. You're gonna have to go get the steel. You're gonna have to go get the cables. You're gonna have to go get whatever it takes to build that bridge back up, because I ain't building it no more. From now on, you're gonna have to put in the work, because again, let's go back to what the Bible says. Faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you ain't putting no work behind it, then it means nothing. So if you want that bridge built again, you're gonna have to build it. So maybe that way you'll understand how much work was put into building it to you. Now it has to be built from you to somebody else. See how well that works for you. See how much blood, sweat, and tears that you put into rebuilding that bridge that you burned, and see how far it gets you. Stop biting the hand that feeds you, y'all. Because you keep on doing that, you're gonna end up starving yourself. And that, again, that's gonna be on your conscience and on your spirit and in your soul, not ours. So that's my show for tonight. Look at that. 3 minutes left. So what I'm gonna do for this last 3 minutes is I'm gonna let y'all hear the new release that just came out this morning at 12 o'clock. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine. That's what it is. Let the sun shine. Written by me. Written produced by me on ANX Records. Released, distributed through DistroKid. Yo, y'all have a good one. I will see y'all next week, and hopefully, I have a little bit more energy than I have this week. But yo, it's all good. It's all gravy. I still get to do my show, and I still get to get the message out there. And I hope that y'all all heed it. Y'all have a good one. This is my new single called "Let the Sun Shine."
Want to hear a short story about the
Okay,
average
it was
timeshare
gonna be that. You know
vacation?
how they
Once
do.
upon a time, I wanted to use my time.
Here we go, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, though I walk through the valley of death, I should fear no evil. Let the sun shine out my thug, just a little bit. I ride the best that I can right before they come and get me. I'm an outlaw, outlaw. It's hard to get, so can you let the sun shine on the thug, just a little bit. Let the sun shine on the thug, just a little bit. Joke where I'm doing wrong, maybe I can fix it if I can. The Lord know that I tried to, y'all wouldn't let it go. So what made the soldier have to go back to the old me? Remind you how I used to be, baby then. thinking they playing